Hey everyone, welcome back to Love Live Vape. Now this morning I had a request to build a 2-ohm coil using twisted canthal. Now basically someone asked for this and I said, yeah, that's fine, yada yada yada, this is what you need. And he's like, okay, can you make a video? So I was like, okay, I'll make a video. One thing I've just noticed is this is my bad. I said 24 gauge and 28 gauge. Now I take that back, I'm sorry. It's just 28 gauge, so 28 gauge, 2 strand twisted, and 28 gauge with 4 strands twisted. And this is the build we're going to be doing today. So I'll be showing you that nicely. So what I'm going to do is going to get my 28 gauge. This is horrible stuff because it's on a very tight spool and it kinks up nastily. So I'm going to untwist this, get myself a nice good length of the stuff so I can twist it. Clip it up. You need a drill. These are the things you need. You need a pair of wire clippers. You need your canthal. You need a screwdriver for your RDA. You need your RDA and an ohm meter. You need a drill. You need a blowtorch. And you also need a screwdriver to wrap your coil around. This is a 2.4mm diameter screwdriver. So that's what I'll be using. So got your length of canthal. Yes, it's on a tight spool, so it's not wound properly, or it's too tight. You need to drill. Now, bear with me whilst I move some stuffs and get this ready. So I'm going to undo my chuck. I'm going to take one end. I'm going to take the other end. I'm going to hand twist these, just so they stay together, whilst I put them in the drill piece. I'm going to put that in the drill, tighten down nice and tight, making sure that none of them is going to come out. Now this is the annoying part for me because obviously it's tight spool and irritating to get the kinks out. So I'm going to do my best to get the kinks out. So there we are, I've got the kinks out. Now you take your screwdriver and you stick it in the end. I'll quickly show you over here. So you stick it through the looped end, and you make sure that you pull on that firmly but not too firm, and then we twist. And we have a ping. So yeah, that's that. And now I'm going to do the same again, but I'm going to double up the double up, if that makes sense. You'll see. I'm going to get myself a nice length again. Once again on this thing. 28 gauge. I do stand corrected, and once again I apologise for getting my information wrong. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the two ends of this, if I can find them. And yes, it's irritating, especially on this small spool of wire. I'm going to pull this out and then use my mouth, because it's like a third hand, and pull them together. So once you've done that, pull your two ends with the loop end and stick that. So give it a little bit of a twist, a squeeze, stick that in there nice and low, tighten up your chuck. So once you've got your two ends in, find the double looped end and get that on your screwdriver and pull them nice and tight. And then of course comes the twisty part. And I have a ping. Right, one thing that you may find, especially with the 4 strand, is you may find kinks, small kinks in it. Not a problem, we can get them out. 2 strands, a little bit easier for that. But basically, keep the drill in the same setting, get some pliers, preferably pliers with no teeth. I've got some teeth and half not teeth. So I'm going to use the non-teeth part. I'm going to clamp on here. One thing as well that might help is if you get some juice. Get some juice, right? This will help lubricate the coil, the wire. Help lubricate the wire. Stick a drop on your finger and run that up the length of the wire. And there you go, self-lubricated. And this will help. So I'm going to get my drill, flat, no teeth pair of pliers. I'm going to clamp on it very gently but firm. And I'm going to twist the coil, clamp on it slightly firm but not too firm. You'll be able to feel and tell if you're doing it too tight or not. And it should run freely, and it should run up. And what will happen? The drill will go around, and this will go up slowly but surely, and it will pull those kinks all the way to the end of the wire, pulling them out, taking them out of the wire, and keeping it very tight. So I'm going to do that. Hopefully you can see that they're all gone. They're gone, and that's good. We want that. They want that to be gone. So they're gone. That's that done. You can also do this with your 2-strand as well if you have those problematic kinks. And if you do this, yeah, you get like metal, tiny dusty metal fragments build up. To give that a clean, yeah, make sure that you clean it with soap and water and dry it off nicely. Don't use tissue because the tissue will get caught up on your coil, on your wire. So I'm going to wash mine off and I'll be back. So once you've done that and you've got your 2 pieces of wire, one should be thin, one should be thick. This looks more like it, not what I said earlier with the I'm going to clip the ends, make sure they're the same length. And this bit spare, you can use that for something else, not a problem. So I've got my 2 pieces of wire. You can see one's thicker than the other. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to get my pliers and my blowtorch. Because one thing you will notice if you make this is that it's extremely springy. It will always spring back. So, pair of pliers, grip one end, grab my blowtorch, just slowly go up and down like this. You see it glows. You want it to glow just all the way down, nice and evenly. So back and forth, up and down with your blowtorch. See, it's cool already. So, but just do be careful, because trust me, you do not want to burn your fingers, because it hurts. So once you've done that, you need to get your screwdriver that you're going to be wrapping around. So bear with me whilst I find it. Oh, it's right in front of me. So here we are. I'm using a 2.4mm diameter screwdriver, and this is what I'm going to be using to wrap on. So you want it, so this is how I'm going to be doing it. You want the thick piece on the inside and the thin piece on the outside. So as you would any other coil, and this is basically a parallel coil with 2 different types of twisted. Let me just take and make your first wrap. Now you see I've bent it once and it's staying there. That's what the blowtorch helps you with. That's what it helps. It helps keep the rigidity of the metals so they're not going to be so springy. They will be slightly springy still, but less springier. So I'm going to go for 4 wraps, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the half twist, which is basically you get your thicker lead, which should still be on the inside. If you can see that, it should still be on the inside. Bring it over and onto the other side of your thinner wire. So there's the half twist, if you like, it's the half wrap. So I'm just going to neaten this up a little bit. Bring the leads equal to each other, and you can see that. Yes, no focus, lack of focus. So let's just quickly recount the coils. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's 5.5. I'll do 5.5 and see how this comes out for you, because we're aiming for 2 ohms. 0.2 ohms we're aiming for. So one thing is get each end of your wire and pull them through just to take in the slack. Pinch them together. This is kind of what I do. Pinch them together, get your pliers, and then crimp them. Crimp them as hard as you can together so they're not loose. And then basically you can see here it's wonky. Give it a twist, twist it, and that will also tighten the coil much more. So it's nice and straight, and also it will help with having your lead wires generally point in the same direction. But once again, it's quite springy still, especially now that you've wrapped it. It will be springy. But that's okay, we can fix this up later. So basically, so there we are, there's the coil, and it's nice and tight. And I'm going to do is clip the leads. So we have a short end and a long end. I'll just turn this around. Actually, no, I needed it like that. And normally, I generally do it this way. I have the wrap that's going over the top is going to be my negative lead, and it's generally longer. And the wrap that's going on the bottom, that is my positive. So here we are. Got my dark horse RDA sitting on my ohm meter. I'm going to post my negative lead through the negative post, which is on the outer side, so whichever one you want. And then I'm going to squeeze my shorter lead through the positive. Now, before I do any tinkering and tidying up, I'm just going to bear down on these screws and check the ohms, because that's the point of this. We're trying to build a 0.2 ohm coil with this particular style of coil. So look at this, we are at 0.23. So screwdriver back in. Take the bite off of your screws. Pull these leads. Sorry, I'm not in shot, so undo your screws. Pull these leads outward to get the tension. Bear down again. And we are nearly there. Just bear down on the screws once more. Nice and tight. And we're very nearly there. Oh, yes, there it is. So let me take this out. It was there. It needs some tinkering still, I think. But basically, just fiddle around with it. You'll see. And this might be better for the guy that asked me. I'll put his name in the description. So basically a shout out to him, if you like. You don't want it dead on 2 ohms really, because if your device only runs down that low, you know, you want enough, you want some. So here we go, 0.23 for you. This is best I can get it. So here we go again. We are looking at 2 strand of 28 gauge Canthor twisted, and we're looking at 4 strand 28 gauge Canthor twisted with a 5 and the one last wrap. So we just count again. We are looking at, if you choose the big wire, the thicker wire to count, so go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 wraps of the thicker wire and 5 wraps of the thinner wire, and it's basically 5 wraps plus 1 more of the thicker wire, so you can get the thicker wires both on the outside. And it's basically, look, 2.3. I'm going to clip my leads. Now, shield your eyes, peoples, because flying bits of metal into your eyes is not cool. So where's my device at? Here it is. So I've got my Skelly 100 watt plus box, and I'm sure that the resistance on this device can go down to 0.15, 0.13. I think 1.3 is the lowest. So, so it comes up 2 ohms on the device, and we're going to run this at, I'll quickly run it down. So let's go 60 watts, 61 watts. All right. Basically, we're looking at the volts. That's 3.7. It's gone down. Okay. So work it up to, it says 3.9. We go 67 watts. 3.9. That's generally my rule. It's a safe voltage to stay in the boundaries without blowing your batteries up or anything else, especially if you're using mech mods. So I'm going to bear down on these screws once more, just to really make sure they're tight. I'm going to pulse this up. Try not to breathe that in because it's not very nice. And you can see here, slightly uneven burning. Once you heat it up a little bit, it will start to glow more towards the middle. Get your pair of pliers or tweezers, ceramic tweezers if you've got them. Just give a tiny little squeeze, very gentle squeeze, because you don't want to buckle this. And then pulse her up again. And you can see she's heating up nicely. Bit more of a squeeze. Also get your screwdriver and squeeze her in there again, and then just manipulate it to where you want her on the deck and everything else. And then don't touch that because it's going to be hot. We look again. Pulsey, pulsey. You see how the thinner gauge wire, even though it's 28 gauge, the 2-strand twisted wire is heating up. You see it's heating up dead in the middle there as well, and it's heating up first. That's what you want. That's what's called a stage heated coil. So that first wire that's you know, thinner can obviously heat up quicker because of the resistance. So that in turn heats up the thicker wire with it, making it easier for the thicker wire to get hot quicker. So therefore you get your second heating staged. So you get your second heating stage with this coil, and there you go. So this is best as I can get it. I'm going to quickly take this off and check the ohms again. Careful not to burn myself because it's hot. So we fired her up, we've pulsed her, we've neatened her out, we've given her a little bit of a squeeze. And it's coming out 0.24. Now, there's no point much getting exacts. This is basically a 2 ohm coil. It is a 2 ohm coil, and it will work on your device. It's not lower than 0.2, so this is the one you're looking for. Give it a go, be safe, make sure that your mech mod is not going to blow up in your face, because we all know it can happen. And so there we go, I'll give you a good look. Sorry about obviously the camera quality. So this is how you make it. I'm going to wick it for you so you guys can see how it vapes. And hopefully you enjoy the production that it produces, because it's nice. It's very nice. So bear with me whilst I get some wicking material. Okay, so I have myself a small piece of wicking material. You don't really need a lot with this. It's about half a centimetre in thickness. It's not too compact, it's nice and loose. One suggestion is wash your hands before you handle your organic cottons, and make sure they are organic cottons as well. On the packet that this cotton came with, it guaranteed with a certificate of guaranteetion that this did not have any foreign materials. It was pure and organic, and it was no bleach, no chemicals at all, and it's pure, it's nice, and it's very, very nice cotton indeed. So yeah, once again, wash your hands so you're not going to contaminate your cotton. That's my suggestion. Twist one end and then feed her through. And if you've got yourself some tweezers or pliers to grab the other end as it comes out, go right ahead. I'll use my pliers if I can grip it. Bear with me. or if you've got a spare bit of kanthal that you've been using, use that to poke it through, and you can grab the other end. There we are. So I'm going to use this tiny little piece. It's about 2 inches long, and then I'm just going to pull it to the middle, roughly the middle, and then I'm going to fold these edges in using a flathead screwdriver because that's the only thing I've got to hand at the moment. So here we go. I'll do it this way for you guys so you can see. So I'm going to just bring this round. Sorry, I'm not in shot. I'm going to bring this round and tuck it underneath the coil itself, leaving a nice big wad at this end. Same again, bring it round, tuck it under. Let's have a quick look so I can see on this side. And that is beautiful. So that's easy wicking as well. You just need to tuck the ends in so you've got a nice cloud this side, nice little cloud that side, and tuck it underneath, and that's it. Wick, that's simple. That's a single coil. And then we obviously need juice. So, oh dear, I am running low on juice. So wick this up, wet it up, fill it with juice, don't be shy. Obviously careful you don't drip it all over your device, because it can happen. Completely and utterly saturate that coil itself. Bear with me, got an itchy nose. So saturate everything, absolutely everything, don't be shy with this at all. You want your little cloudy bits at the ends, either ends, to be you want them to be fluffy. Nice and fluffy. So that's nice and saturated now, I think. Should be enough, not going to go too mad. And we're just going to fire her up. Oh, yeah, no, she's going good. Give her another couple of drops because I don't want her to dry on me. Now, if you've got any device like this, you know, I'm using the Dark Horse. I do suggest that you have airflows, both sides open just for this coil, for the sheer fact that, you know, you don't want it drying out too quick, so you want it to be cool enough on your device. So down I go, making sure that the air hole's in, making sure the airflow is in front of the coil itself. I'm going to give this a go. That's a lovely flavour, lovely cloud production. You know, you get about 4 hits out of it before you have to top it up again. But that's not a problem. You know, that's what an RDA is. It's a rebuildable dripper atomizer. So yes, you're going to be dripping. Lovely clouds, absolutely lovely clouds. So this is for the guy that requested a 0.2 ohm coil with my twisted 28 gauge. I do have to edit my comment in the Facebook page because I said 24 gauge 2 strands, not 28 gauge 2 strands. So it's just all 28 gauge, and that is that. So there we go. This is for you, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all soon.